Hello everybody, Paul with Paul's Cool Scales here with another video in our Rare and Beautiful video series. This is one I've been definitely looking forward to doing, and it is talking about one of my favorite, if not my favorite snake species, which is the family of Drymarchon, which are Indigos and Cribos. And this is a baby yellow-tailed cribo. We have several to show you guys, and this is a little female. She's actually already spoken for, but Drymarchon, the genus, the Latin name means forest rulers, rulers of the forest, lords of the forest. And when I show you these others, you'll see why they are just an impressive snake, which you'll see why they are a favorite. And yeah, so that's a little yellowtail. I will show you what she will look like, get an idea as an adult here. This is a yellowtail cribo, young adult female. They are a large species of colubrid, so yellowtails actually being the largest of the whole Drymarchon genus, getting up to 9 feet long as adults. The males will be bigger than females with these, and a very fast moving, active snake, which if you're trying to keep multiple, it is definitely a challenge, because they are very active and high metabolism. They eat a lot and comes out the other side a lot. So it's a challenge, but a rewarding snake for sure to keep. This girl is actually available if anybody is looking for a yellowtail cribo, and just very active, awesome snakes. And then another yellowtail cribo locality is the Suriname locality, which looks more like this, kind of some tiger banding on the sides, and just a different look. Obviously yellowtail is because their tails fade into almost solid yellow and going up the sides. So again, as you can see, it's a very active species, but in general very docile, especially in captivity. Captive born adults are typically very, very docile and handleable, which is also super cool to be able to interact with these big active snakes. Big scales, big smooth scales, and so it's a different feel than pythons and boas. They're more rigid body structure, so that's really neat with these. So there's more species I'll show you. And then we have the blacktail cribo. So cribo, if you've probably read the description, C-R-I-B-O. Some people say cribo, but yeah, blacktail cribo. You have the yellowtails and the blacktail. Obviously, the tail fades into solid black. These are one of the most highly desired of the species, just because it's such a really neat look. Some of them are really golden brown, lighter on the front end, and fade to really strong black. That's kind of the more desired look. And just their eye markings are incredible if they ever hold still. And they're very visual and reactive, so we don't, for the safety of our crew, zoom in too close with the camera on their heads, because they will cue in on that. And and they do, yeah, they can bite. Everything with a mouth can bite. But yeah, so this is blacktail cribo. So again, they are not constrictors. That's why they are kind of just unique in that way. They just pretty much overpower their prey and swallow it whole. Very, very powerful snakes. Like I said, very rigid bodies. They have strong jaws, and they do eat other snakes. So that's again why they call them forest rulers. because pretty much anything smaller than them, they will try to overpower and consume. So just an amazing snake. It's the blacktail cribo. And one more cribo. This is the unicolor cribo. So it looks like the blacktail cribo. And some people believe they are the same species, just a variation, but these don't have the black tail. It kind of stays uniform color throughout, but it does fade a little bit into a darker tone of this olive coloring. And there's some different ones that are more mottled. They have some of the black between the scales, which is pretty neat. You can see that. Really, really cool. But they still have those really, really cool eye markings. He's more lighter colored, so it's really cool contrast. And they are, this species are the inspiration as far as behind our logo. So these snakes on our logo are made after Drymarchon because they are our favorite and one of the coolest looking snakes. So that's why we use these guys. That is the unicolor cribo. And last, but definitely not least, is Carl, our Texas Indigo snake. Just a massive, massive specimen, and just shows the size that these guys can reach. So indigo snakes, there's a couple different species. This is the only species we have right now. There are eastern indigos, which are solid black, but they are federally protected. But Texas indigos are not, and are just as impressive in size. As you can see, the size of his head in my palm. Just a huge, huge snake, and very cobra-like looking. One of the most cobra-looking snakes that aren't cobras. Just amazing. Huge scales, again, very like handling a steel cable. Just muscle, rigid muscle. So this is the Texas Indigo. Should be a solid 8 feet, but because they eat other snakes, and if you don't keep them in a big enough enclosure and feed them enough, you'll have them actually attack their own tails or attack themselves. And so it happens every so often with cannibalistic snakes, so ones that eat other snakes. Yeah, so he, in the earlier part of his life, before we got him, attacked his tail and had to be amputated, 7 inches of it. So, but he's still an amazing, huge snake, despite that. And try to keep him well fed and super, super docile, as you can see. And got to keep him a little overfed to make sure, so he gets a little double chin, but that's okay. Try to keep him very active, try to work that off. But anyways, this is Carl. He's our Texas Indigo snake. We love bringing him to shows and expos, mainly expos where people know about reptiles, and then we pull him out, and there's many keepers that just have never seen one of these guys in person. So very impressive snake, and we're very blessed to have this guy. So that is Texas Indigo and Drymarchon for today's video. And again, our logo is designed after them, and we actually have music. I want to make a plug for the music that we had made by Mirko, and you've been hearing that in the background in our videos. So definitely want to plug that. We had that specifically made, called Scales of the World album. It's available on Spotify and iTunes and all of that. Definitely give that a listen. Let us know what you think about that music. And yeah, let us know what you think about these amazing snakes. So thanks again for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for another video. And you can see these awesome colors, indigos, just very iridescent. And the sheen on their scales is just so cool.